difference there. And Madcap is just using the regular one, and we're off.
Uncle just telling Lil how bad luck. All right, let's see what's in Link's chest. All right, 10 arrows. So what item do you think Uncle's given us today?
I always love the Cane of Bernistart. But I'm also very, very sadistic, so...
All right, so it looks like we have red pendant at Tower of Hera and blue pendant at Desert.
Is this even randomized?
Crystal? What's that? Yeah, is it even randomized? That's a good question.
So we have vanilla pendants on Desert and Tower of Hera, indeed.
Ooh, we get a bow to start.
So those arrows were a hint, I guess.
There you go. And not only that, now we can clear out Eastern Palace and put it in one fair swoop. Want to go back?
Yeah, that's also good. It's a crystal, so we do need to do this. Of course, logically speaking, we have to find a lamp first, but I imagine all of the runners here are good enough to be able to clear those fairly easy dark rooms. Only the second one that's like in the back of Eastern is a bit tricky because you have to line up with the Igor, but generally speaking, most runners will be not having a bit of any trouble. I'm gonna get synced up here.
Yeah, runners of these calibers definitely aren't going to have trouble with those dark rooms. And all we would technically need is a fire rod to put the back of Eastern into logic anyway. But before we worry about Eastern, we have the standard escape that we have to go through, getting Zelda out of her cell.
Indeed. So the first 6 or 7 minutes are going to be the same for all of the runners. Since we all have to go through the escape sequence. Of course, the escape sequence does bring its own lamp, so the lamp can be found as a later item, does not necessarily have to be in the escape sequence.
Exactly, but the rest of the dark rooms will be dark, so they do give you a complimentary light cone in the dark in the escape sequence. It is there for the whole game, so if runners aren't able to get a glove or able to get into the back of escape, they could just run through it again, not a problem, to get those items if they aren't able to find bomb.
Indeed. And Fear is going to be the first one to get into the cell here. Runners, of course, trying to farm the guards, see if the item pool has a bomb pack in it. From what I've seen, the green guards do not have a bomb pack. I think it was just the magic jar pack that they have.
I didn't see either set of green guards have it, so unless it's deeper into the pool.
Yeah. And the bow was the weapon we got from Uncle, since Chad is asking. It's our starting weapon for the escape sequence here. We're guaranteed to get a weapon that allows us to kill the guards that we need for the keys, open the doors, and get through the rat as well, of course, to get through the escape sequence. So, for instance, the ice rod cannot be a starting weapon, but because it doesn't kill the green guards, it just freezes them, and you can't kill them because you can't throw them anywhere. At least the green guard that's like guarding the way down into the cell. But say bombs, we could have gotten, but we didn't.
Right, I believe it was one of the newer items that was added. I don't remember when it was added, but I know the 10 bomb drop was added to the prize pool for Uncle.
Yeah, that was... I don't remember which version it was added in as well, but indeed the 10 bomb prize pack was added as a possible starting weapon. That was not the case before, so there is one 10 bomb pack in the item pool, even when we don't get it from Uncle.
Exactly.
The so-called random bombs.
There's always random bombs. All right, into Dark Cross, we get a mirror! That could have been useful in Zelda's cell, though.
Yeah, would have been useful, but at least, that does give us a good amount of mobility. Yeah, I think it was version 29 or 30. It's not exactly sure.
All right, so far none of the runners have gotten bombs, so we'll see what happens here. And as a runner, you always think the worst, that every other runner got bombs except for you.
Oh yeah.
And I think Ravis is just taking his losses, saying there's no bombs here. I'm not going to keep farming for too much longer. I'm just going to get them later.
Yeah, it looks like the rats don't have the bombs in price pool either. I think it was just some rupee price pack that the rats got, and I think those are shared with the ropes, the snakes. So.
Ooh, and there's our lamp. So no more dark rooms at all.
Yeah, we got actually a pretty decent starting kit out of the escape with the bomb, the bow, the mirrors, and the lamp. So that's nice. At the very least, none of our runners got a bomb, so nobody has an advantage here. At least out of our restrained runners.
Yeah, that's always a nice thing to see, that no one got the bombs. Of course, they don't know that. But there are bombs from the tree pole. That's helpful.
The rude bombs. 50 rupee stash here in the mushroom spot. So that's a little starting kit for getting to the bottle vendor once we get to Kakariko.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised with a bow start that nobody saved and quit out of escape and went down to South Shore. But a lot of people seem, try, especially if you want to aim to hope to get a flute or a bottle, if there's no bottle or flute in Kakariko.
And to make matters worse, the other tier tree pole is also bombs. Single bombs, but still bombs.
Still bombs. That is definitely salt in the wound. All right, let's see if ag is required for the seed, at least for Lumberjack. Not for that item. That is a piece of heart. That is vanilla.
And we're going to see Blind's Hut here, both on Fear and Ravis' side.
Well, these are just your standard checks here.
Meanwhile, Cassidy is making...
Cassidy is going South Shore. There's more bombs, more arrows, and
a sword.
Our first...
Yeah, some runners like doing the South route early and then going to Kakariko later, because Cannon Burna here in the back of Blind's Hut looks like Blind follows the logic of many Zelda, or like generally game bosses, in that he's hiding his weakness in, his home.
There you go. And we do find a bottle for Cassie Moen and the ice rod and a piece of heart. So no searching for that ice rod today. Yeah. That means the Turtle Rock's got to be green pendant.
There's
we have a glove.
Glove. Yeah, this is a loaded early seed already.
Yep. Another piece of heart. Cassie Moen heading over to Ice Rod Cave. More bombs. Another piece of heart. And big 20.
But that big 20 put us into the money for the bottle vendor, so we can get that item as well while we're clearing out the rest of Kakariko. But
more bombs. Ooh, just more salt in the wound.
Yeah, it's like the game's rubbing it in. But what I wanted to say is that some runners like doing South Shore first because, everybody's doing Kakariko anyway, and you're gonna get there regardless. So you may as well do the other checks first, see if you get like a flute or something out of it before you do Kakariko.
And Cassie Moen will have that bottle advantage. So far we have not seen another bottle. Unless it's here in the bar, nobody on our restream will be able to check the sick kid. Let's see what's in the back of the bar. Just another heart piece. So Cassidy Moen will head the other route to Kakariko.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. Or maybe he's going to Gina's cave. We'll see. But no other bottle. He'll be able to check sick kid once he gets there. It looks like he's going to do the dam and maybe head over to a Gina's cave, perhaps. Let's see what's in the library.
I did not catch. That was a blue.
And that was just a 5 rupees, so nothing important there either. And
I
the
think
heart piece in the
that,
first chapter.
I think that if the ball is in, if there's a ball in the race game, which there is not,
just another big 20.
It was like the only other opportunity the runners would have had to go back to Sick Kid and route it in before doing other checks. So Cassidy is going to save a little bit of time, especially if there's some progression on Sick Kid.
All right, well, it looks like Cassie Moon's heading towards Agina's cave. Let's see what's there today.
Yeah, someone was like putting the dam together with Agina so they're not orphaning Agina. And with those gloves, Radius and Fear Agent both say to themselves, you know, I didn't get that back escape. I'm going to grab it now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just a big 20 on the Desert Ledge, so we're not going to see that.
Let's see what the 3 items are. 10 more arrows, Moon Pearl, and Cane of Samaria.
Well, that's a worth back of escape for sure.
Yeah,
both of those items,
other runners will forget that.
Yeah, both of those items are hard required because regardless of whether John Rock or Misery Mire is the pendant that we're missing, the other one's going to be required.
Yeah, exactly.
And Agina just with a piece of heart. I think that's vanilla as well.
I believe so, yes.
At least it's even randomized.
I don't know. I was going to ask that. And Macon is going to be a little disappointed in what he sees at the race game. He's line clearing it. And
meanwhile,
Ray is setting up Houlihan.
Yeah, that bomb jumped into the grave.
I actually, especially in open seas, I definitely see a lot more runners doing Houlihan. Not as much in standard mode, but it's definitely nice to see, especially the seed has not been very wealthy, at least in the start. There's still a lot of bribes we have to pay around the world, so not a bad way to go.
Yeah, since we get a starting weapon, and usually there's like at least a good amount of money in the standard, like in Kakariko and or the escape. We rarely need to do the Holy Hand room, but since you know, it's not been a lot of money so far, and we already paid the bottle vendor. Yeah, Holy Hand, not a bad idea, especially considering Zora is in Logic.
Oh, absolutely.
With those gloves.
And with Moon Pearl, they can fake flipper all the way. It's Swamp Palace is our green pendant today.
Ooh, that's nasty.
That is. All right, so we got a book in the back of Sasha. There's a piece of heart and another big 20. So that, unless Desert Palace is boots locked, you have all of Eastern Palace now. Desert Palace in access, and we can go up to Death Mountain and clear Hera. So all Light World dungeons are clearable unless the key is on the torch.
Indeed, yeah, that is absolutely correct. And also want to note that the Sick Kid did have a unique item, but it was a single arrow. So that early South Shore play with the ball did not pay out for Cassidy as well as it could have.
Right. It is too bad, but either way, let's see what Makecaps finds in Eastern Palace. Is a crystal. He can full clear it. Why not see what's here?
Meanwhile, it looks like Fear Agent is going to set up a fake flipper check. That's actually a very interesting choice here because we're nowhere near Zora money.
Yeah, I definitely not sure how I feel about this, but we'll see. He can at least check Hobo and some of the items and just maybe leave Zora for later when he goes to Catfish. We are only hammer away from Dark World access, so it's not bad.
Or a second glove, yeah.
Or a second glove, absolutely. Nobody wants to find that Master Sword or that cape.
And with the Moon Pearl, we can set up the Water Walk here in the Waterfall Cave. Looks like Ravis is doing similar things, just gonna do Hobo first.
And actually, Fear Agent with that bottle is going to check what the fair is going to give us just another B. So unfortunately, nothing of value there either.
Was even a less valuable B because the B that we got with the bottle was a good B that we could have sold. or for, I think that you get 100 rupees for it, or
Yes.
I think they also do more damage. While the fairy had just a regular one.
Also, to note for anyone who's interested, if you are able to get a fish all the way back to the bottle vendor from any from the
dam.
from Drain the Swamp, he will give you money, bombs, a full magic refill, and I believe a 20 spot. So just as an FYI to all of our people out there, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, this is in particular a strategy that is sometimes used in Randomizer. If there's like a fish nearby Kakariko, it's useful. You know, you can get a little refill of stuff there.
All right, so Ravis doesn't have the money for Zora either.
Even though Ravis is closer to that.
Yep, he's gonna have to go back.
Yeah, with just with the mirror being so early, Catfish into Zora is probably gonna be a play we're gonna be seeing from some of the runners.
Absolutely. All right, so haven't really seen any big items yet in Eastern Palace. Yeah. We have gone through it. I really haven't seen very much, so we'll have to see what's in the back of East.
Yeah, we know that the Armos Knights has an item because Madcap did find the map and the compass, so there has to be something on the Armos Knights. Whether it's useful or not, we'll see. But you know, but that said, we still have Death Mountain and Desert Palace open.
Yeah, exactly, and all of Tower of Hera too. So there's still a lot of checks that we can get. Probably hoping for a hook shot or another glove before going up to Death Mountain so they can check Dark Death Mountain and all that other stuff. So we'll see. All right, Mackin will be the first one to enter Armos Knights.
If we do get the Titan's Myth, then even that Dark Death Mountain still isn't available to us because we need a hammer.
Oh, right, you need a hook shot or a hammer. My bad.
It's easy to forget. But yeah, Armos Knights. Let's see how
right, ring around the Armos Knights. Does not look like he was able to set up the quick kill, but either way, first one on Orisha, and that is a bomb, which is again more salt in the wound. But at the 17-minute and 55-second mark, Mackin has our very first crystal towards the 7 he needs to open GT.
Indeed. Of course, Madcap is going to be tracing the steps that the other runners already took, so they're probably going to do South Shore, Back of Escape, and all.
Yep, exactly.
To get that Ice Rod, that bottle, the Moon Pearl, and the Somaria. Yeah, we're starting with the Back of Escape. But yeah, so looks like Eastern outside of the Crystal was a bust.
Yeah. So more than likely we're gonna need to go into at least one of our pendant dungeons to get progress. Although unfortunately the sea does not care if you have money for Zora or not. Once you get the gloves and or flippers, Zora immediately becomes in logic, regardless of whether you have the money.
Yeah, money requirements are not like part of how the logic calculates it. So since you can basically farm up enough. And it looks like Madcap also is setting up the Houlihan room here. I think we got it.
Yes, he did. And Cassidy Moen going into a very rare room in Eastern Palace, the right side room with the 2 anti-fairies to get even more money. As you mentioned earlier, there has not been a lot of money in this seed at all, which is also very strange.
I'm a little surprised Ravis is not using the fairy pots in Eastern there. Just drop down to get a health refill. But he's also going to pick up the money here. I think that might put him very close to Zora money at least. Yeah, just 50 rupees away.
Yep.
Those Igors can be a pain.
So it looks like the Igors have bombs in their drop pool pretty early.
Yeah, sadly the Igors are not in the escapes.
Yeah, well, if it was Randomizer, they could have been.
That's true. But only the green ones. The Randomizers do take out enemies that can be only killed with certain weapons or are invincible. So that's why I don't see, say, red Igors or mimics on Randomizer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Alright, so Ravis will do his Armos Knights. Cassie Moen finished his fight, if your agent finishing his, so runners will retrace each other's footsteps a little bit here. We'll have to see who goes where next, but with Cassie Moen saving, quitting, and starting in Sanctuary, I'm thinking maybe he's going to head up to Death Mountain. He can get 2 out of the 3. He can get all 3 items there. You can get the item on top of Spectacle Rock as well as the Old Man item, and then the item inside Spectacle Rock. Whether he wants them, I don't know. We'll have to see what he gets there, but he can get all 3.
Plus, we get the save and quit spot on Death Mountain in the Old Man Cave.
Exactly.
And we have access to Top Hair, which is another 2 items. So that's 5 items. That makes a lot more sense than doing Desert, especially since Cassidy already did Agina and checked the Desert Ledge. So
exactly, and there was nothing on Desert Ledge. But with an early book, I'm kind of wondering if the game is telling us that there's something in Desert Palace.
And we also got the mirror and the
we also got the mirror right away too. So we'll have to see.
It's very possible it's in either. The Old Man certainly is not what we are looking for.
No, not yet. So we're still waiting for progression here. We either need a hammer or another glove to get Dark World access, or a dreaded sword and or cape to get access to Aga 1.
Indeed. So on Spectacle Rock, we just have another rupee stash. I imagine Cassidy is going to pick that up for...
Ooh!
Would that look like
that was the hammer.
I think it was the
hammer or fire rod?
Sure. It definitely was...
He's going back for it, so obviously he wants it.
Yeah,
it is.
It's definitely something that had like a handle.
So I'm wondering. I'm gonna say either hammer or fire rod. But I'll go with what you said. Oh, it is the hammer. So we do have Dark World access.
And we also have access into Eastern Death Mountain, which is probably what Cassidy is gonna do here.
And setting up the bomb jump first. And he gets it. That's not an easy bomb jump to get.
Yeah, that is a treacherously hard bomb jump. You'd never think it, but wow. That is probably one of the harder ones, actually.
Yeah, exactly. All right, he is going into the Dark World. So let's see if he gives us a crystal. So 5-6 crystals. We do have Turtle Rock and Thieves Town is our 5-6 crystals today to unlock the Fat Fairy.
I don't think that the Pyramid Fairy will have anything of particular value, but you never know.
Realistically, the only thing that it could have is the Misery Mire medallion, or
flippers, maybe,
or boots potentially. But yeah, I think realistically, the only thing of value that could be there is the Misery Mire medallion at this point. But we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe the float.
Oh, and there's our Zora money with $300 inside of Tower of Terror. But Cassie Moen is not thinking he's going to continue. Fear Agent is in Desert Palace. We'll see. He will obviously not get the fire rod, but we'll find out right away if it is boots locked or not. And that is the mushroom. Oy, oy, oy.
Loaded item. We have no idea if we need this or not.
I was gonna say fake powder, but you need the mushroom to fake powder, so that kind of takes that out of the question right away.
That's it. That does make Desert Palace not boots locked at least. And there's a second item in Hera, so Cassidy gonna continue? I guess, thought here is I'm already up here. I may as well kill Moldorm in case I do need the pendant, but gets bullied by that Helmet Beetle.
Yeah, I mean, and with that hammer, obviously, that makes Aga 1 totally and utterly dead.
Oh, yeah.
And Mackin is going to check Zora. He will be able to pay the fish, whether, again, he wants the item or not, we'll find out. But he will be able to go up to King Zora and get it here. Cassimo doing hammer strats on Trolldor.
With only half a heart, though, so...
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, very careful. Ooh.
Oh, down goes Trolldor. Alright, so Cassimo gets his first pendant.
It's the red pendant off of Moldorm and the map. I guess like the logic here is basically, I may as well. And we're gonna see Madcap go to Zora, so we're gonna see what that is gonna yield us. Perhaps something useful, but probably a skip.
Fear Agent using the Ice Rod for one of the only other things the Ice Rod is good for, the Lanmolas fight.
Yeah, it's the game suggests getting it for Lanmolas, so...
And down goes Lanmolas for Fear Agent. Picks up an item that's a hurt piece, but he picks up his pendant.
And there's a cape on the floating islet. We're probably not going to see that one.
But I'll have to wait to see what's on Bumper Cave. See if that's important.
Chat asking why not checking the basement. The basement doesn't have anything. We found both items in tower.
Right, there's only 2 items in Hera, so no need to go to the basement. And Spiral Cave, the long and tedious way, unfortunately.
Oh, yes. Zora rewarded us with 1% return on our investment.
Boy.
Also, why not the Ether Tablet? Honestly, it might just be that Cassidy forgot about having... Oh, Cassidy did not pick up the book. Cassidy was not in Sahaso Live.
Yeah. He cleared out Eastern, did not check Sahaso's closet.
But I was going to say that well, actually, you don't need the Master Sword to check the tablet.
No, you don't. You just need the book.
Yeah, you can read it. You need the Master Sword to get the item. But I think that Cassie just didn't have the book, And even if he had, it's very possible that sometimes you just forget about having the book. It's like
exactly. It's just like one of those weird items that you forget about sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, we did find a swag in Paddock's.
Oh, there's our other glove. So there's Titan's Mitts.
There's basically full dark roll access to everything we want.
All we need now is a hook shot or boots to get into Hookshot Cave. And more Zora money that hopefully Cassimo just leaves Zora alone. So nothing out of either other than the hammer so far. Death Mountain really not showing very much.
I mean, we got the hammer, we got the Titan's Mitt.
Well, I meant in the 2 dungeons I saw. I apologize. In the 2 dungeons that we've seen.
Right. Yeah, the 2 pendant dungeons did not pay out all that well, but I mean, for all we know, the pedestal could be required still.
It certainly could be.
And Ravis gonna make their way up Death Mountain as well. Meanwhile, we have Cassidy doing... We're already up here. May as well do Dark Death Mountain as far as I can go.
There's Ether.
That's one of the 3 medallions. We are gonna need at least one of them for access to Misery Mire and Tower Rock, and possibly Aspel.
Yeah, sometimes the seed requires you to have the fire rod, the Bombos medallion to get into Ice Palace. We'll see if that's the case here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Cassidy doesn't have hookshot or boots to hover or like get the bonk chest, but apparently once the cloak off of the floating island there.
I don't blame him. You're here. You're never gonna have a better chance to get it. And if Bumper Ledge does have anything, it's important. All right, let's see what's in Hype Cave. Just a piece of hurt so far. Flippers, half magic.
Half magic. Ooh, that's
10
good.
bombs and 300.
There's our random bomb pack. Yeah, that was actually a pretty decent cave, I would say. 300 bucks is nice. Flippers and what's the other item?
Half magic.
Oh yeah, half magic.
Ooh, it is ether to open up Turtle Rock. We do have Turtle Rock, and we could check the first chest inside Turtle Rock, and it looks like Cassidy Moan is going to head in, at least open. Whether he goes in or not, I don't know, but he's gonna. So, with what we have right now, we are hook shot away from the pestle being logic at this point. So Sahashala could have the fire rod.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we got the dormant key there.
Let's see, does Cassidy Mullen go in?
He did.
He's going in. Wow. Yeah.
He did swap to the Cane of Samaria, so I was figuring they were going to go in. I mean, you're already here. It doesn't take that much time to get the spike chest, so may as well pick it up. You know, it's kind of like a may as well, so I don't have to climb Death Mountain again.
The only scary thing is depending on key layout, you can get all the way to Laser Bridge without the fire rod. I don't know if that's going to be the case here. We'll see. So far, he has the one key. We'll see if there's going to be a key continuing or if he's going to be out of luck.
Yeah, you can get as far as Laser Bridge depending on the key layout. So for that, you have to have, I think it's a vanilla big key, and otherwise, like basically just small keys everywhere else.
Yes.
So. Ooh, that pokey though. Yeah, Fighter Sword Turtle Rock is no fun.
And not only that, you have the chain charms, which do a lot of damage too.
They do a lot of damage even when you're like having red mail. Okay, so we're locked out of Turtle Rock at least. So.
That's probably the best thing that could have happened to him.
And somebody checked the tablet. Apparently, it was just couch cash. So I think it was Ravis who checked. And we're gonna see Pod here, both from Fear Agent and Madcap. And looks like Madcap found the fire rod in Pod.
Yeah, I missed that. Maybe basement?
And looks like Cassidy's even gonna go, you know what? I have a cape and a burner. Might as well do Spy Cave.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean, as much value out of the Death Mountain as they can.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You know, if you're here, you get as much as you can, all the information, and just more money.
Yeah, we're even though we were like early on not very wealthy, we are pretty high up there now.
Yes.
Alrighty, so Cassidy's gonna make the hype kick check as well. Question is, he has Titansmith. Will Cassidy go south and get into the Village of Outcasts, or is Cassidy gonna follow the example of the right-hand side runners and go to top?
Actually, going south, going Stumpy into Digging Game into the
Blacksmith.
bringing the blacksmith back, and at least doing that part is not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. And we're just drowning in rupees now.
Yeah, we certainly have enough to pay our bribes the rest of the way.
Yeah, we have more than enough money for like Cassidy has more than enough money for Zora and all the other like money requirements, so like the digging game, Kiki, as well the chess game, the blacksmiths, all that jazz.
And
is Cassidy making a dip into swamp here?
Well, he could get everything except for what's hookshot locked.
That is certainly a gamble.
Well, if Flute is here, then that is a huge thing. We already know we can get into TR. We don't know what Misery Miner's medallion is. So at the very least, we're gonna need hookshot, a sword, and the flute at the very least. And perhaps boots if the GT Big Key is on the torch.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really what we need left for go mode. Just the Misery Miner medallion, a sword upgrade of some kind, and then the flute.
And yeah, either the boats or the hookshot to get across the pit and mire.
Yeah, exactly. Hookshot.
I
think hookshot's hard required anyway with Moldorm anyway, so I think we'll have to find it somewhere.
That is true, unless you can hover, in which case, yeah. Hookshot is an option, not a requirement.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you still want to have the hookshot because it's
exactly. You want to have that knowledge that you don't have to like hover, and that's if you know how to hover, and I certainly don't, so I would need.
I know at least Fear Agent can hover. I'm not sure what the other one is, but Fear Agent definitely.
Well, we'll see if he decides to do any hovering today, if he gets the boots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heading to the back of Pod.
Yeah, both of our runners on the right hand side here synced up basically.
Yeah, they're literally synced up. Wow.
Looks like Ravis is doing basically exactly the same plays as Cassidy did earlier, with clearing out as much of that mountain as possible.
Ooh, there's a blue mail. Not required, but nice to have.
Oh yes.
And without a hook shot, you gotta go the vanilla way to get that small key so that you can hit the switch to do left side swamp.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely an interesting gamble.
Ooh, and Ravis takes a death.
Yeah, green mail Turtle Rock is no joke.
No. I wouldn't wish a low health green mail on anyone in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, those pokers I think do like 2 or 3 hearts of damage. The chain jumps do ridiculous hearts of damage.
Yeah, and then I think Trinex does like 4 or 5 on green mail.
Yeah.
Alright, Fear Agent on to Helmosaur King. 17 smacks to the face. And then a couple of swings with a sword or hammer strats are good too.
I mean, Fighter Sword would take like forever, so, you know. I'm surprised that Fear Agent is not pulling out the bow, but the hammer, because the hammer is a bit tough to hit the crystal.
I don't like using the hammer only for that reason. The hitbox is so wonky.
Yeah, the hitbox, especially on Helmosaur, the hitbox is not easy to hit.
And we have simultaneous boss kills.
Madcap pulled out the bow instead, and got a little bit of time there on Fear Agent.
Right, so
and without the hookshot, without the hookshot, Cassidy also has to go the long way around to do the left side swamp.
And so far no flute, so it's really he's got to hope for the flute or the hookshot in this next cave, or this has been a real big waste of time for him.
Yeah,
He's got to
that
come
was
out with some kind of item here.
Yeah, the blue mail sadly does not make up for all the time spent doing hookshot-less Pennant Swamp.
Exactly. Well, that gives us one more check. That is Vanilla Big Key.
Well, maybe we'll get Vanilla Hookshot as well.
That would be insane.
It would add more to the. Is this even randomized stash?
Yeah, I really am. I'm starting to wonder how much this seed is actually randomized. There's been a lot of stuff in its vanilla location this afternoon.
All right.
All right, so what does that big chest have today? Nope, just $50. He is out. So Green Pendant's hookshotless Swamp House was not the play.
Yep. That doesn't mean that the Swamp Palace doesn't have anything else. There is still the backside as well as the Green Pendant reward. That might be required for all we know.
Yeah, it certainly might be. But for right now, that's a lot of time he invested in a dungeon and he didn't get anything out of. So I have to say right now, not a good play, but we'll see. He does have the knowledge, and knowledge is good, but he needed to find like a flute or something that would give him progression. He did not. So we'll have to see where he goes next. It looks like he's going to do Pyramid Ledge and maybe Catfish into Zora.
Yeah, either Cassie's either gonna do Catfish Zora or then go into Pod after checking. Both very viable options for him. I did not catch what that item was.
Yeah, whatever it was, he didn't want it. So I like what Mackin's doing. He's gonna go to the back, get the chest here. I'm wondering if he's gonna go straight to the back of and fight the boss. And it looks like he's doing just that. And not only that, we can get our pedestal check too once he opens up the back of Skull Woods.
Oh no! Ravis is also making the Swamp Gamble.
Oi!
Ravis is doing exactly the same thing as Cassidy is doing.
Yeah, they must be like following each other's footsteps by accident, because you don't see runners do this very often.
Yeah. Either that or decided to, before the race, agree upon a Swamp Gamble.
That would be funny.
I know that Ravis actually likes doing Swamp Palace early, so maybe that's one of those things. And Cassidy is going to get their book now.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing for him. All right, so looks to me like Mackin is going to first clear the dungeon, hope for the second item. He knows that he has one of the two so far. So if he's able to get the other item here, the rest of Skull Woods is kind of meaningless, and he will get... The idea is this a pedestal seed? Is Flute on pedestal?
Madcap wants to bait out that wall master so he doesn't get pulled out of the hole while falling. That can happen,
just nasty.
and it's very painful. It's very painful. With half magic, even though we only have to fight a sword and the green mail here, half magic and like hammer at worst, it's okay. It's not the best.
Definitely not the worst Mothula fight in the world.
Oh yeah.
All right, so down goes Mothula. Does he give us our item? No, he gives us the big key. Okay, so question now is it? I assume he'll check pedestal and then he'll look for that other second item. We'll see if pedestal is required. If it's the flute or boots, we could have a ped seed. It depends on what the GT big key is.
And sadly, the conveyors are not as cooperative, like the spikes rather. For Fear
Agent taking an unfortunate death.
Yeah, Fear Agent sadly dying here on Mothula, so we'll have to do it all over again. But we'll first check the chest down in the balcony area. Yes, we saw Lumberjack. That was just a heart piece.
Yeah. All right, so... Yep, and Mackin is going to check the pedestal. Get your ped hype up or down.
Yeah, Fear Agent is just getting bullied here by Skullwoods today.
Nope. Pet is dead, just couch cash. So, no need to, other than unless Green Pendant has something, the other pendant dungeons were really not required in this seed at all. All right, so as Ravis continues into the back of Swamp Palace, Mackin making his way back to the front. All right, so Fear Agent getting that magic refill so he can go back and kill Mothula. All right, let's see. So, Mackin leaving, so probably has both items. Did not see what the other one was, but so we still know what we need for a Gomo. We need a flute, potentially Bombos or Quake for Misery Mire, a sword upgrade, and perhaps the boots. And obviously the hook shot as well. Those are all go mode items. That's what we need to complete this seed. And there's our other mail upgrade. Mackin gets it in the C-shaped house. Fear Agent trying again to get to Mothula. We'll have a lot more magic to work with this time. He was pretty low the first time, so
once Fear Agent finds the blue mail, he's gonna be angry at me.
Oh yeah. So we now know what both mail upgrades are, and there's our Master Sword. So that was one of the items that we needed for Go mode. That is required. We need at least Master Sword or better to defeat Ganon. But I think our runners would like to see another sword, so they don't have to do Master Sword serverless.
Oh yeah, Master Sword Ganon, even with the silver, is no joke.
No.
Tempered Sword is like a super substantial upgrade for that fight.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this seed has been given a lot of bombs as our that salt to the woman continues in this seed with bombs everywhere, including on the Bombos medallion.
As usual, somebody funny carved another O into that bombs tablet.
Fear Agent gonna read the pedestal as well. Gonna find out the unfortunate news that it is just money, and to just move right along.
Well, I would say it's fortunate for everybody except
for him, but he finished Desert Palace, didn't find anything there. I mean, we don't know if that mushroom is required for anything, so that's kind of looming in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I said
it's almost like you wish you saw like Hookshot or something where you're like, okay, I don't have to come back for this. Well, now you have that mushroom, like, do I need to? Do I want to? I don't know.
Yeah, it's as I mentioned earlier, that's a loaded item because you just don't know, you know.
Yeah. I've seen mushroom on pedestal, and people follow it hoping for ice rod, and it's not there. Oh, we have boots. So there we go. Raven's find the boots on Stumpy. So that's another one of those items that you can check off the list. And if you could hover, you don't need to find Hookshot unless there's something on Green Pendant. And there's another fetch quest. We have the shovel inside of Thieves Town.
So. Yeah, I feel like overall, though, this seed has been very generous. Even just a couple digs for getting the reward there. It's just a big 20, but it's better to have a big 20 out of like 5 or 6 digs than out of like 25 plus.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
So yeah, so far this seed has actually been really generous.
Yeah,
none of the pendant dungeons seem to be required, except possibly Desert Palace. We don't know that one.
And we also don't know what's in the back of Swamp Palace either. You're seeing the item dash to go through this area quicker in the hammer pegs.
Yep.
right, just a heart container. Gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, Bravius has 11 hearts. There's really no.
All right, Cassie Mullen is in the back of Pod. And Mackin is in Thieves Town. And ooh, that's the 100 rupee item in the game. But really not necessary anymore. And Ravis gonna leave Purple Chest behind.
I think Ravis is gonna pick up Purple Chest only if it's like seeming that it's gonna be required. Because, you know, doing Thieves Town and Village of Outcasts first is a lot more item density than just carrying
for sure.
Purple Chest to Gary.
So we'll have to wait a little longer to see if anything is required of that Purple Chest.
And looks like Cass is going back up this mountain. Does Cassidy want to do Turtle Rock now? I mean,
possibly.
Now that I think about it, is actually not a terrible play because Cassidy sunk so much time into doing Swamp, so now doing Turtle Rock early might be a gamble in order to, like, you know, maybe if there's something in Turtle Rock, and you know, there's probably something on Laser Bridge anyway.
There's always something on Laser Bridge.
Oh yes. Then that might pay out because a lot of people put Turtle Rock off as being the last dungeon because it's on the way to GT.
The only problem with this gamble of his, and it is a gamble, is that if you don't find a sword upgrade, you're doing Fighter Sword Trinex, and that is not an easy boss. Yeah, that's not an easy thing at all. I don't even know if that does anything. I'm not sure. So you'll have to do hammer strats.
Yeah, you'll want to do hammer strats regardless. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Mackin onto the blind fight, keeping him on script. If you are able to keep him on script, one of the easier fights in the game. When he goes off script, it gets a little more dicey. But takes him down, will get a crystal for his effort and a heart piece also. Hey, that saves him some time because he got a full refill on the process. So that's really a nice thing to see.
And that is crystal.
Well, Mackin and Fear Agent, neither one of them have the Ether Medallion, so they have not been able to go inside of Turtle Rock yet.
Yeah. I mean, so far, it's not really paid out all that much.
Exactly. Sometimes the less knowledge you have, the better. You don't have to worry about some of these other...
And getting some burner strats for the roller room here. Key and compass.
Yeah, Cassie Mullen and Ravis, who put a ton of time into the Pendant Swamp Palace without the hook shot, definitely looking for something, and that's why he's in Turtle Rock. Ravis, on the other hand, is going through Thieves Town. So let's see what's in. Just another heart piece in that cave right there.
We're probably gonna see a mirror shovel.
Yeah, exactly.
Here after picking up Stumpy.
So that's a really easy and wonderful chat.
Oh yes, that's why when a runner has the mirror but not the shovel, a lot of runners will opt to do K45 before doing Stumpy in case the K45 has the shovel.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense to me. All right, so we do have the, oh, there's the flute. Oh, Turtle Rock has the flute. So that is a huge piece of information for Cassidy Moen. If everybody else is hoping to find the flute, they will not. And it looks to me like Mackin might be heading to Turtle Rock also.
Well, Madcap will probably do Tower of Hera and the Eastern Death Mountain play, and then go into Dark Death Mountain once.
Oh, true. Right.
So, because they don't have either, they don't have the mitts, they don't even know that they can access Turtle Rock yet.
You know, I missed that on his tracker, even though I said he didn't have ether 2 seconds ago.
And,
Alright, so Cassie Moment into Mimic Cave. Probably hoping for maybe a sword upgrade here. No, just another piece of heart.
I mean, Cassidy is still looking for the boots and the hawk shot, as well as the sword upgrade. So,
well, he'll find all that on his way.
Yeah. Fear Agent also gotta go fast, making Cassidy. Oh, there's silver arrows. Nice. It's very possible that the other runners won't pick up this item if they don't go into Turtle Rock early. Actually, they probably will, because they have to go in there for the flute anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll have to do Turtle Rock before doing Misery Mire.
Unless flute is their go mode item, in which case they might skip the big chest as well.
Oh, that's true. Area of Turtle Rock.
And we are going to see the purple chest out of Revis now.
And let's see, and it looks to me like Cassie Moen found the silvers also in TR. So
yeah, that's what I said. Big chest has
I missed that.
Arrows.
Wow, sorry about that. I missed.
It's okay. And despite the attempt to do some Mario strats to take care of that mini Helma, it's still bullet Cassidy. Bully seat today.
Alright, so first item on Laser Bridge is the map.
And Fear Agent is going to backtrack into Desert Palace for that mushroom. That will take care of 2 item checks for Fear Agent because, well, there's another sword, so it's going to be likely that everybody will find the Tempered at least. That's at Mushroom for both Fake Powder and Mushroom Hand-In. So that's...
Yep. Exactly.
So at the very least... Go ahead.
I was going to say, if Flute is go mode and they come into TR, they find that they may not necessarily go to the back of Laser Bridge because the key is so early. Yeah. So they may not get tempered. I mean, it's a couple of other checks, so they may just not do that. But again, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see when our other runners get to TR.
It's true, yeah. That said, it's possible that they start from the bottom. Some runners do that, especially if they get the safety door. And with Hot Magic, Cassie just opts to wail away on the ice head with the fire rod, while the fire head was exploding. Ooh, gotta be careful there, Cassidy. One more hit and you're down.
Trinex still does a lot of damage, even on Blue Mail.
Alright, Fear Agent is gonna do the Mushroom Hand-In. Probably gonna hard reset if there's nothing. Or not, I guess?
Yeah, not doing that. That's strange.
And now goes Trinex for Cassidy. Let's see if Trinex has something valuable.
Nope.
Not really.
There's a lot of value inside of Turtle Rock.
Oh, yes.
So, That was a really good gamble by Cassidy Moen right there.
And Ravis does the hard reset to.
So we'll see what's on the fake powder from him.
Madcap gets the Ether Medallion. We'll see if they make the gamble into Tunnel Rock. They can clear it in the first go.
That always feels good. And actually, with the boots, the first chest inside Hookshot Cave is totally in logic now, too.
Mm-hmm.
And that hookshot can be there.
It looks like Madcap at least is opening TR.
Well, with Madcat going into TR this early, he'll definitely get his tempered because he needs a lot more items to be in go mode. So, my guess is he'll get the tempered sword.
Well, there's the powder in the Bonk Rocks.
Oh, there goes fake powder. And a really nice item to have ultimately. Powder is one of those items that you kind of want to find, especially for GT and TR, where there's so many anti-fairies.
Yeah, it's a nice convenience item to have.
Alright, so Casimon playing the flute. We'll get his swag duck. All right, flutes to Misery Mire. Let's see what the Misery Mire medallion is today. If it's either...
Nitro, you're breaking up really bad right
now. Oh, sorry. I said, if it's ether, we can full clear Misery Mire. It is. We can full clear Misery Mire right now.
Fear Agent getting their mitts. And, looks like Madcap is indeed making the plunge into Turtle Rock now. So that's good. That will get them a flute at least, and possibly the Silver Arrows into Temp Sword if they decide to pick up those item locations, which is very likely. Yeah, Fear has not gone to, I think it was Super Bunny Cave, which was where the Ether Medallion was hiding in this seed. So, we'll get that key under the doormat very shortly. So, no worries there. I sadly did not catch what the Mire Medallion was, but it looks like Ether it was according to the trackers. So we can access both dungeons at least, as well as we are not going to need Ice Palace to do with Bombos.
Okay, so hopefully my mic is all better now.
So that bonk chest was indeed a just a bottle. That's it. As mentioned, Fear does know how to hover, so Fear's gonna hover over to this chest. So far, nothing of value. Let's see if that last chest is one. And Madcap. Ooh. Okay, got the hover for a single rupee. Eesh. We'll pick up the cape though, because I don't think Fear Agent has checked what the bumper ledge is, and in that case, you know, may as well pick it up. So Revis is gonna go into pod. We'll get there, Fire Rod. Bumper ledge is junk. Says one of a Trek is Serio. So Fear also is going to make the plunge into Turtle Rock. Yeah, so basically runners retracing each other's steps. We're not going to get any new checks for a little while now. Until somebody is... then somebody is going to go into Ice Palace, where we might find a hookshot, possibly, probably, or Meyer. So, Madcap going to check the Mimic Cave, and then we'll pick up the Silver Arrows, most likely, out of the big chest. So what are we looking for Go Mode is basically just a hookshot. We've got everything else, and I guess I'm not sure what locations Fear Agent can hover, but considering he's comfortable doing the hookshot cave, I imagine he's going to be fine doing the other hovers as well. So, while it would be a nice convenience for Fear Agent to find a hookshot, it's not something that he's going to be looking for. And beyond that, though, everybody seems to be just on the lookout for the hookshot now. As well as, of course, the respective missing items. Yes, the combined between all the runners, hookshot is the only item that we are still needing. Because, you know, there's left side GT and the Moldorm 2 gap that we would have to cross.
So I hope my mic is a little bit better now.
You're back to being normal, yes.
Oh, good. I'm sorry about that, folks. I had no idea what happened there. Anyway, technical difficulties. So we're looking for hookshot now.
Yeah. That is basically it. So, and hookshot might be in Maya or Ice Palace. It's very, actually, I would say it's pretty much guaranteed to be in hookshot or Ice Palace at this point. In Maya or in Maya or Ice Palace.
I'm actually kind of surprised when Cassie Mullen did go to check the back in the mire area, that he didn't just clear mire while he was there.
Cassidy
He
did
doesn't
not
have the boots. He doesn't have
Yeah,
the boots. I'm sorry. Yes, he doesn't have the boots. He cannot go into Misery Mire without hookshot.
yeah. Oh, and Cassidy has cleared the 5-6 crystals as well, so it's gonna do Hermit Fear. That's also a check that's still open. I totally forgot about that. And there's Tempered Sword from Matt Cap.
All right, so we'll see what Pyramid Fairy has in just a moment here.
Yeah, this is a new check. Everybody else still retracing each other's steps, but you know, that's one of those bottleneck item random situations. And when it's something like the hookshot, it's a pretty hard bottleneck at times. Syllables for fear.
So with our information now, with what we had, all the pendant dungeons were kind of like dead.
Yeah, all the pendant dungeons had none required items. Obviously, that blue mail is that Cassidy found is nice, but not required, and the mushroom was nothing either. And I don't think Tough Hair had anything. So, and looks like the Fat Fairy did not have anything. Cassidy's gonna go to check Catfish and possibly Zora. I don't think Cassie has done Zora yet, so we'll see if Catfish has the hookshot. Other than that, it's gonna be either Ice Palace or Misery Mire, and there's like no real other option for it.
Yeah, and he'll probably check Ice Palace first.
I mean, there's still overworld checks. There's still overworld checks for Cassidy to do, but it's possible that Cassidy's going to prioritize doing Ice Palace and Skullwoods first. But Catfish had bombs. Okay. Thank you, chat, and thank you, Seriu, one of our trekkers. The other one being Link Force, keeping us updated and honest. Yeah, just trash on Catfish, just like trash on Scamfish. So we'll see if Cassidy is going to opt to do overworld checks first or run and do Ice Palace next. Man, that bee hates the fairy, apparently.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if I'm in Cassidy Mellon's position. I think, obviously, Ice Palace is your next best bet. Unless you're going to go do Stumpy, and I don't know when he's going to go back to that area.
Yeah. Cassidy has gone through Village of Outcasts, so it's sort of like semi-orphan check. There's still probably K45 for Cassidy to do.
All right, so down goes Trinex for Fear Agent. He does have the boots. He can full clear Misery Mire now that he has the flute.
Yeah, and Cassidy's making the plunge into Ice Palace. It's understandable. Most runners will prioritize clearing crystal dungeons before doing overworld checks. Oh, actually, it's a hobo check first. All right. Yeah, finishing up the flipper checks before. Because if the hookshot is on here, you know, you're in go mode. So
absolutely,
we know it's not, but the go moding Ice Palace is comfy. That said, Ravis beats Cassidy to the punch to go to Ice Palace. I also happen to know Ravis from the German tournament that he likes doing like swamp and ice early, so that's why I guess Ravis is doing this right now.
Yeah, exactly. So Fear Agent activates his swag duck. We'll see if he goes into Misery Mire or not.
Well, at the very least, the Fear's probably gonna do the my area, if nothing.
Well, since he doesn't necessarily need the hook shot, he's technically in go mode. Since he knows where everything is, since he can hover.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So Fear Agent could just be clearing out the dungeons, and if he finds the hook shot, yeah. So he's not even checking Mire Shed. He's doing it as if he's in go mode. He doesn't seem to care about the hook shot. And that's the benefits to learning how to hover, folks. You don't necessarily have to find the hook shot to beat the game.
Yeah, there's occasionally there's that one seed where hovering is actually, you know, a benefit. Like in most scenarios, hovering is not that big of a deal, but sometimes there is that hover seed, and looks like this seed is one of them.
Well, if we get Godmire and he goes straight to the back to Vitreous, then we'll know for sure that he does not need or want the hook shot.
If we find the big key here, Fear Agent might just hover over the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. All right, so we found our first small key.
Yeah, if the chest here in the spike room has the big key, is what is considered the Godmire.
Let's see, what does the chest here have? Oh, just another small key. Nope, no Godmire today. Cassie Moen setting up his bomb jump. Does get it on his first try.
All right. There's the big key.
Yeah, he's going straight to the end. So he got the big key and he's done.
Yeah, he does not get hook shot. What kind of newbie item is that?
Yeah, right?
Madcap, on the other hand, is going to check the Mire Shed and the probably checkbook cave as well.
There's hook shot. All right, so Cassie Moen, the first of our runners to technically enter go mode if the big key is not on the torch.
Yeah, that is a logical go mode, I guess. I'll call it like that. Yeah, I would argue that Fear is probably in the lead. Fear might pick up the freezer chest. Probably not, though, because, you know, Blue Mail, Tempered Sword, Silver Arrows, there's really nothing that Fear Agent would want. It's possible that he might pick up items on the way, like the freezer room, but I wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
And Cassidy still clearing dungeons, probably looking for the boots.
Well, Rados finds Bombos.
Well, that's not something we actually need. Yeah, with Silver Arrows, Vitreous goes down and just a couple shots there.
Yeah, with Silver Arrows, Vitreous is such an easy fight.
Oh, yes. Unless you're really low on arrows, but...
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility, but... Fear Agent has crystal number 6, and we'll head to Ice Palace. We'll go mode it, bomb jump, go down, kill Cold Stare, and head up to GT.
Yeah. Question here, what the stars next to the crystals mean. Those are the 5-6 or red crystals, which are the crystals that open up the big red bomb in the bomb shop in Dark Link's house that you can carry to the permit to get access to the permit ferry. So those are marked with the little asterisks in order for our column line rando fans to be able to pick them out as well.
Exactly, and not only that, in the vanilla Link to the Past, that's what unlocked the silver arrows and the butter sword for Turtle Rock.
That's also why the green pendant is marked with an asterisk as well, because it's a special property. It's the green pendant, but it also has the asterisk to it. Yeah, the open item locations, that's why they have stars.
Yeah, Fear Agent not even bothering with any other items at this point. He didn't even open up that item in the first room, so yeah, he's definitely not getting that hook shot.
Yeah, that the Pengator room is a bit of a pain. Might still grab the freezer chest because it's so quick to get, but unlikely even at this point, I would say. So Cassidy cleared Ice Palace. Cassidy, I mean, theoretically, Cassidy's in go mode unless, as you mentioned, the big key's on Torch. So we'll just have to clear the back of Skull Woods and can now actually do Misery Mire as well. So despite the Swamp Gamble, Cassidy is actually in a really good place. Honestly, all of the runners except Ravis. Ravis still needs to go to Charles Rock to find the flute, but is actually going to dip into Swamp Palace first. No.
So I guess we're going to find out what the other items are. It does not feel good to double dip Swamp Palace, especially Green Pendant Swamp Palace. All right, so Fear Agent into Cold Stare, 8 Fire Rod shots to break the ice, and then the Tempered Sword to kill off the eyeballs, the cloud balls, I should say. So with that 7th crystal, and with that key, believe it or not, on Cold Stare, that means that the Chaos Mario was logically required to be Dice Palace. So with crystal number 7, we will now have Fear Agent heading up to GT. There are 22 possible locations for the Ganon Tower Big Key to be. In chat, put where you think the Ganon Tower Big Key will be today, and we'll see where it is. And so, Red, where do you think the big key will be today?
Well, I used to always go with 14, which was Bob's chest if you pick up Hope Room first and then go full left. That said, it's become such a tradition to, or like such a common thing to do right side first before going left, that I'm gonna just add 4 to that and say 18. Bob's chest.
Well, I'm going to go with my traditional 6 because it's my lucky number. It's in my commentator thing, so I'm going with 6. I always go 6, even when I'm right on other streams. I go with 6 on every one. And we will be following Fear Agent's counting for the big chest game, because he will be our first of our 4 runners to go inside.
Yeah. It's unlikely that anybody is going to get to GT before Fear Agent finds the big key. But if that was the case, we would still use Fear Agent's
exactly.
routing, even if the other runner found the big key first.
All right. So here we go. The 7 crystals, and that little sign that's next to GT and next to the pyramid will tell you how many crystals you need to open GT, and the one by Ganon will tell you what the actual number to either beat Ganon is or what the seed requires you to do, whether it could be a pedestal or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Of course, we're just playing box standard run.
Exactly.
So,
All right. So
7.
Fear Agent heads to the right first. All right, chest number 1, we have a small key. Chest number 2, we have $300, and he's continuing to the right. Gonna skip tile room at least for now.
Oh, Madcap is not wanting to go into Ice Palace apparently, but that's where Madcap's go mode item is hiding. Of course, the hook shot.
Sure.
And looks our green pendant reward was an item, but it was just the blue boomerang. And there's also a sword in Swamp Palace as well. So it was a just convenience items at best.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate. All right, chest 3, we have 10 arrows. Chest 4, we have 3 bombs. Chest 5, $20, and then chest 6, $20. Is Fear Agent going full right? He apparently is not.
Yeah, it kind of is would be a big gamble if you went full right without
All right, Bob's chest
taking a
just has
selfish
$20.
Bob's torch. Yeah, that's that would be number
7?
9. 7.
9.
Oh, 7.
9.
9.
9.
9?
You're right. 9. All right, going to the skeleton room next.
Oh, it was 7. Sorry, chat. Counting is hard. Okay. Should watch more Sesame Street. Fear fails the bonks and decides, you know what?
So he's gonna just do the.
May as well just bloody hover.
All right. So let's see. Chest 8 will be the compass. Chest 9 is the big key.
9.
Chest number 9. If you guessed chest number 9 today in the chat, congratulations! You have won our hearts and souls.
So that was me mistaking it for 9.
You still got it. You said chest. You said it was 9. There you go.
All right. Let's see here, chat. What you got? Did somebody guess 9? Yes. Sir Hakato guessed 9. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sarah Hakato. And Fear Agent will now head up the tower.
We're gonna go through the gauntlet here. And the Tempered Sword, Silver Arrows, half magic, blue mail.
Yeah, Tempered Sword, half magic. The gauntlet's a joke. Let's just be honest. Fear Agent's hovering, he's not worried about the gauntlet. Alright, this is probably one of the more annoying rooms with the 3 skeletons. Gets through that with an ease. Now we have more enemies on conveyor belts.
Yeah, they get progressively more obnoxious as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like physics and those dumb BMOs and BMOs are probably the least favorite obstacle in the game.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like BMOS and I don't like ice physics. So all those don't work for me. Alright, so heading on to Lenmoas 2.
Yeah, with Silver Arrows, of course, one shot, one kill, unless of course you miss.
Yeah, that really does hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a 2 cycle. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't get the safety fairy, chat. Sphere never picked up the powder and doesn't have the mushroom to fake powder either, so. And Rave is
so starting with the Wolf Robes. Easy kill there.
It's very possible that Ravis is not gonna find the silver arrows if they skip the big chest here.
But Ravis is in full-fledged goal mode with his boots and hookshot.
And Madcap's still going to go through Ice Palace here. We'll have to find the hookshot in the freezer room, and then he's in go mode as well. So,
Yep, exactly.
That said, it's very lucky for Cassidy that the big key is not on the torch.
Yeah, exactly.
If Cassidy
exactly,
goes,
he would be in big trouble if it was.
Yeah, if Cassidy was to go left side first to check the torch and then go to the Stoffels, might actually be a good idea considering there's the big key. Ooh, Fear Agent is very low on health though. Goes into Modem 2. Will probably hover. Yeah, setting up the hover here. Gotta be careful.
Gets on his first
Got
try.
it.
Who needs a stinking hook shot?
Hell no.
Cassimone heads right, so we'll not gain any time back on that. It's really interesting. Cassimone right behind Fear Agent as he enters his Agatu with the exact opposite items. Cassimone has hookshot, whereas Fear Agent has boots.
Mm-hmm. And Madcap now also in go mode. Madcap is gonna be third here on the restream out of the runners that are entering, get all 7 crystals, since Ravis still will have to clear Skull Boots and Misery Mire.
Alright, so down goes Agatu for Fear Agent. He will head to his Agatu fight. Oh, sorry, his Ganon fight.
I was very, very upset for a second there, but luckily Madcap did have a fairy, so that if you die in Colster, that's a very big time loss because you have to go all through Ice Palace again.
Yeah, the 2 places you don't want to die: Ice Palace, Swamp Palace, Ganon's Tower, and are the 2 places you don't want to die if you can help it. All
It
right,
was
so
a pretty cool double triple out of Fear Agent there on Aghanim 2. We'll go into Ganon now. Has the fairy because he got hugged.
and enters phase. We'll be entering phase 2 here shortly.
Pulls out the cape to avoid the fire bats. And Cassidy gets the big key. Will be going for the gauntlet next. Madcap safety potion stocking up here. Not a bad idea.
All right, so Fear Agent enters phase number 3 now.
Oh man, Ganon's teleport patterns today. He's being a bully. This seed has been, like, the item locations were fairly okay, except maybe that hook shot, but, man, the seed has been, like, the enemies have been really, really big bullies today.
Yup, exactly. All right, so let's see if your agent decides to. Oh, it does not get the torch glitch. You don't really need it.
Yeah, with Silver, Cirrus, and Magic no less. Looks like Ravis is sending us a message. And down goes Ganon for Fear
down
Agent.
goes Ganon for Fear Agent. Get your GGs in chat for Fear Agent.
Finishes first on the restream, provided if he can make that
and he
tile.
does. He finished with an official time of 1:34.19, I believe.
1:34.20.
He finishes third. Sorry, he finishes third overall of our runners, of our 14 entrants, behind Salty Pryfree at a 1:29.44 and Humberg with an official time of 1:27.50. Get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, Humbug finishes in first, Salty Fry in second, Fearchin in third. So, but they are, fairly close to each other, I would say, like just a couple of minutes apart. So, very good run by Fear Agent here.
And we're joined by Fear Agent. GG's.
GG's.
Hey, GG's. So where was the hook shot? Yeah, where was it?
Okay, it was in freezer room. You just walked past it.
Okay. I figured it was going to be because I didn't finish first. I figured it was going to be somewhere relatively simple, like not hidden somewhere deep. Because I'm not sure if Humbug and Salty Fry hover.
I'm not sure either.
I also got those boots super late, so
yeah.
That
honestly,
cost me some time.
Honestly, in regards to the item layout, I feel like the hookshot was like the only item that was kind of bad. Well, I guess the flute as well, because it wasn't the lava chest and TR. But yeah, otherwise, I feel like the items were decently laid out, very generous seed.
Yeah. I feel like I routed it okay. I do wish I had got the boots earlier, and other than that, I felt like I did all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's I don't really have many words for this. I felt it was pretty box standard,
Yeah, I mean, we start.
This seemed a little mean, but it was like, as soon as you get out of escape, it gave you nothing but bombs, and more bombs, and you're like, oh, that could have been nice in the escape.
Yeah. Nobody got bombed, right? Because there were
no one on our stream did. No,
I don't think any of the enemies in the escape had bombs in their price packs.
The guards and I think the rats are the same, I believe. I could be wrong, but they had magic, and then I think it was.
I think it's the rats
had money.
The rats of the snakes share the same pool, I think, as well. Yeah, like definitely the rats had the money price pack, and looks like Cassidy's gonna try and set up the Moldrum 2 bomb jump. Ooh. That is actually a really tricky strat.
I had some clean hovering today, though. I felt good about that.
Oh yeah. The hovers were really nice. Yeah. It's sad that you didn't get the Godmire, so you could have hovered over the bridge. But
I know, right? That was only hovering.
Yeah, the Moldorm bounce is a pretty cool trick. Very hard to pull off, though.
So what held up Ravis?
Ravis double dipped Swamp Palace. Yeah, that was basically where it all went south for Ravis Sally. And Swamp Palace didn't even have anything useful.
Was it because I see he's got Gold Sword? Where was that?
That was, I believe, somewhere in Swamp Palace.
The second male upgrade and the fourth sword upgrade were both in Swamp Palace, and the green pendant had the blue boomerang as well. So, yeah, the fourth sword was in the back of Swamp. The blue mail was, I think, in the ring chest south of the big chest, that ring loop room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which of the four of us was in Turtle Rock first?
Cassidy.
Oh, yeah, he got the flute first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Cassidy.
I thought I might be. I was hoping I was in go mode when I picked up that flute, but since I didn't know what was needed for Myra, obviously I still checked all of Turtle Rock because I don't have to go back.
Well, it did net you a sword at least.
Yeah, it got me a sword and silvers.
Oh yeah, silvers too. Yeah. Cassidy was still on the lookout for hookshot because Cassidy did not get the boots off of Stumpy.
Oh, they still don't have the boots?
No,
Cassidy
he
does
never
not
got
have
the boots. He's on Agatu now.
Yeah, Stumpy, like that very obscure location.
Well, when you have everything to clear a crystal pod, right? Like you have an option of like what I did was Hype Cave to pod, or you could go Thieves Town South, or Hype Cave left. But Hype Cave left just doesn't seem like the most optimal position because you can clear dungeons at that point. Like you got Thieves Town, you've got pod.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that like a lot of runners will prioritize clearing crystal dungeons before actually, doing overworld checks. And even though Stumpy is like one of those that you might be able to just, route in easily. If you never go that direction, it's
Yeah, I also when I got the hammer so late that I decided to skip out on Paradox Cave because it opened, my entire Dark World. And I had already cleared desert and got nothing for it. That I was like, I'll come back here when I get mitts. And of course, mitts were in Paradox Cave.
Actually, all 3 pendant dungeons were
busts.
Totally bust
book.
today.
Yeah, that book was terrible. That really threw me off. I wouldn't have gone to desert if I didn't get that book out of Sasha's closet. I would have gone up to the mountain to get my hammer.
Yeah, that book was a green herring.
Yeah, it got me nothing. Nothing on the tablets, nothing in desert. I even went back for the mushroom, and that was nothing. So,
yeah, that mushroom was such a loaded item too. It's like, is this going to be required or no?
how'd you like my Aga 2?
That was an awesome Aga 2.
Yeah, that was a double triple, wasn't it? That was really cool.
Yeah, it was. That felt really good.
Chat already also is also telling us to tell you that you got a nice double triple. And Cassidy Moen finishes off Ganon here on taking second on the restream, while Madcap is going into Ganon. So let's see here. Cassidy Moen finishes in 7th place overall with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 53 seconds. People between Fierge and Cassidy are Ace0, 187, Bonta, and Itium. So GG's to all of those.
Yeah, GG's to everybody. And not only that, but between Ace and Cassidy, there was, I think, less than 30 seconds between them.
Yeah, looks like between Ace, Bonta, and Edium all finished within less than a minute of each other.
Yeah,
exactly.
All 1 hour 37 times here. That's pretty cool. All right, so we have Madcap here going into phase 3 of Ganon soon to be 4, while Ravis just finished up his last crystal dungeon in Skull Woods and is gonna go up the tower.
So I'm curious, what was Ravis looking for in Swamp?
Flute, hookshot, the whole litany.
So he went to Swamp without the hookshot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cassidy,
and then he went back with the hookshot.
Yeah, Cassidy dipped into Swamp as well, which is, I think, because hookshot less it is. And that is, I think, why Cassidy also gambled into TR like very early on. This was like one of his first crystal dungeons to clear. So I think that was like a gamble to do that, and did make up a little bit of time there. But Ravius not only dipped into hookshotless full clear left side Swamp, but dipped back into Swamp after getting the hookshot on the look for the flute.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did anybody go up Hera?
That's the only dungeon he didn't complete. I don't think he ever touched Hera.
He might have done Hera. No, actually, I'm not sure.
I got one item out of Hera and then just bolted.
Yeah, Hera, like, I think the lounge had like a stash of rupees, and like upstairs was like a shield or something rubbish. And it must have been a shield because Cassidy has the shield and nobody else does. So I'm not sure if Ravis ever went into
Well, Mackin
However.
did finish in third on our restream and 8th overall with an official time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Mhm.
So about 3 minutes behind Cassidy Mullen.
Indeed.
So Ravis is just about to get his big key. We'll start his climb up Ganon's tower, and we'll get to his Agatu and Ganon fight.
Yeah, Reyes is an exceptional runner, so we'll make short work of Ganon's tower here, especially with the equipment that he has. Gold sword, and like, you know, silver arrows and half
Red
magic.
nail.
Yeah. Just gonna wreck Ganon's tower. Yeah, just blazing through the mimic rooms here. Your uncle, Robin Hood. I never saw that that it says Robin Hood where the bows start. That's cute. Cassie informing us that they will not join us, but that's okay.
That's okay.
GG's to you,
GG's
Cassie.
to him.
And still, very good run from Cassidy here. Madcap also in Twitch chat here. GG's to you as well. Decided, you know, it's time to learn hovering. Yeah, like there's like this very low chance that that it's gonna be hover seed, and it ended up being one this seed, more or less. I mean, the hookshot was kind of on the way, but still, you know, if you can't hover, doesn't even have to pick that up.
Yeah, as a hoverer, I was hoping that hookshot would be like Basement of Hera or somewhere dumb.
Basement of Hera was garbage. Like there was a shield at the top. I think it was like the big chest room, but the up like the normal chest, not the big chest itself, if I remember right. So
Well, that was just my hope.
yeah, that was the big key. I forgot that was the big key.
No, the big key was in the first chest.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
talking about the locked basement.
Yeah. Yeah, like the lobby chest at 300 rupees, and like the big key was like in the crystal switch room, and the basement, like the fire basement, probably would have to be the map or the compass.
Yeah, but that would have been a great spot for the hookshot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess. Or the powder. That was also kind of buried in the seed. I forgot where Radius found it. I think it might have been the Bonkworks or something.
Well, thanks to the restream. I'm gonna go get some lunch.
All right.
Appreciate
Go
it.
enjoy. GG's.
You have a good
Bye,
meal, and take care.
All right, so while we wait for Ravis to finish off Agatu and Ganon, we are seeing what other runners have finished since then. Now we have one forfeit. Ray Fee with lots of zeros decided to forfeit.
And looks like Red is gonna try and set up the Moldorm 2 bounce here. Guess people want to you know, some of the runners are like, you know, I won't win, but I may as well use this to practice some of tricks. And the Moldorm
That's
2 bounce
actually a great idea. When you know you're not going to win, it's a great. But when you know that it doesn't matter anymore, you might as well try things that you don't necessarily have chances to otherwise. So that's actually a great thing to do.
Yeah, as I said, like this is a super tricky maneuver to do. because if I remember correctly, and I'm like don't quote me on this, but if I remember correctly, it's like you have to be hit by the bomb and take the bounce off of Moldorm when hitting him with the sword at the same
Like
frame.
that?
Yeah, like that.
That was exactly how you do it, I guess.
And that bumper is deciding, I may as well have my fun as well. As Ravis enters Aghanim 2. Let's see if Ravis can get that double triple that Theogen got.
I'll start off with a 0, so not going to get that.
Nah, it was a one shot. One single one.
You get one in there?
Yeah, he got one in there. But the second one wasn't, sadly.
Well, there's 3.
And that should have hit. How did that miss? But,
All right, well, down goes Aga 2 for Ravis. He will now head to his Ganon fight.
Indeed. And down the hole we go.
And this will be a really easy fight on Ganon. Butter Sword, Silvers, Red Mail.
Oh, yes.
Probably one cycle him on everything. Already on to phase 2.
Yeah, there's no way Ravis is going to have any trouble here.
And unless you, for some reason, die to either Aga 1, Aga 2, Ganon, or Blind, those start off all the same. Well, Blind stays on script the first time, and then everybody will get the same amount of teleports their first time through. If they die or fall, then I think all changes.
Yeah, the seed gives the same pattern for various bosses. Blind is always the same pattern, regardless. And Ganon teleports, Aghanim shots, etc. Those all are not. Those are like the same between all the runners, unless you die or mess up otherwise. In which case, yeah, they get reset and changed. So.
All right, well, down goes Ganon for Ravis. Yep. Get your GGs in chat.
GGs to Ravis. And finishing out here on the restream, hopefully at least. Yep. Yes. He manages to crest the bridge.
9th overall with an official time of 1 hour, 53 minutes and 9 seconds. And 4th overall on the restream.
Indeed. GG's to Ravis here.
And we'll see if he decides to join us for a interview. So what an outstanding afternoon randomizer standard seed. There was really, I mean, other than maybe the hook shot, but I mean, you got it if you looked hard enough. And we are joined by Ravis. GG's.
GG's.
GG's, Ravis.
So tell us about that seed.
Well, yeah, desert was a time waste, so I tried to come back. What was a time waste? Then I tried to come back. That was funny with the mushroom, by the way. Then I said, okay, let's play the seed normally. Just go to pod, get your stuff, whatever's in there. Maybe then go ice. And then I found the hookshot, and I thought, like, dude, you can gamble again. Well, yeah, that was not the seed to gamble. But it's basically because of the Desert Palace thing. It was the small snowball, and it ended up being a snowman.
The avalanche of time loss coming crushing down on you. Though
Yeah,
honestly,
that was...
the desert play wasn't even like that bad because basically everybody did at least go into desert. But that double swamp dip. Eesh.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I went into TR. I got my boots so late after the first swamp dip. I was like, oh my god, what a waste of time that all was. Not having the boots like 50 minutes or whatever. You could have had them about, I think, 50 minutes if you immediately go up the mountain and then, go Hype Cave and Stumpy.
Yeah, Cassidy actually also took a swamp dive. You basically had the same routing up until you decided.
And you guys
to
were like
use
right
them.
on track going
Yeah.
through a swamp. So we were wondering here in the commentary booth, did you guys agree to something before the stream started that you guys were going to both do swamp?
No, that swamp dip felt like, all right, desert was a bit of a time loss, as you said. It's not too big, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But who would go swamp right now?
Cassidy.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't a lot of people, and Cassidy's probably one of them, and me obviously as well. So I mean, we have people like Bonta in the race. You can't just go for a linear seed in daily races if you want to win them.
Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, Cassidy actually after clearing swamp, the front of swamp there, opted to gamble to go into TR first. Like that was the very next dungeon that Cassidy went for. At least after getting the fire rod. Yeah, had to get the fire rod first. So was doing pod and then swamp and then pod. I forgot. And then basically goes gambles Turtle Rock and finds the flute there as well as the silvers and the sword. So that was nice. But yeah.
I just wanted to show that I didn't care about the hookshot at all.
Well, Fury Agent didn't either. He did. He hovered. So between you and him, neither one of you cared. It was really interesting.
Hovering. Everybody's hovering.
That Moldrum 2 bounce was really cool, though. You pulled it out really well.
Yeah, see, that's what you gotta do. Hovering, yeah, I mean, people start to hover all over the...
At this point, everybody in the Ramble can... Moldrum 2 bounce is where it's at now.
Yeah, I mean, if it's... Like, I needed to have some fun at least, so... yeah.
But yeah, GGC Urivis,
Yeah, thanks for the restream and for having me. It's always nice to be here. And yeah, see you next time.
Yeah, well, GG's awesome job, especially with that bomb jump. That is insane. I didn't even know that you could do that.
yeah, that is a pretty difficult trick. So thanks for swagging it up a little for us. And for those of you who have not have enough rando, later on today at 7:20 p.m. Eastern time, the Link to Past Randomizer tournament will continue with the match of Lin versus Wayne. I think that's their game 2 or 3. I'm not sure. So look forward to that. And at 8:20, and it's also going to be here on Speed Gaming Main. 8:20 p.m. Eastern, Scary Oliver versus Zelda the Sun on Speed Gaming 2. And we might have the daily for 9 p.m. On the stream as well today. Still question mark, but we'll see. Yeah, so...
Well, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank both of our trackers, Link Force, and I hope I'm not going to butcher this too badly, Siriox, as well as all of our runners who raced this afternoon and did an awesome job on this standard seat. And for everybody who helps us get on the airways, we wanted to thank you as well. And I also wanted to take this opportunity to thank my co-commentator who bailed me out big time when my mic was giving me issues, Red Armor.
Thank you very much.
Final words, my friend.
Well, it's pronounced Seiryu.
Yeah, I butchered it. All right, then. For all of us here at the Speed Gaming Network, I am Nitro6003, wishing you the best of afternoons, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Have a good day.
Bye bye.